That's good. That's good. So yeah, we're gonna get started. So
All right.
hello YouTube, everybody out there in YouTube. It's Project Console with Kanoshi Abominito and my co-host Mr. Red Fox. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, this is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor of BS Busters, and excuse me, I'm very tired. That's it.
Oh,
Nothing.
okay. Well, yeah, I get it. I get it. I bet work is starting to heat up and days are getting shorter and colder depending on where you guys live. Oh,
no, I mean, it's getting. I mean, that's happening, but really, the reason I'm tired isn't because of that. The reason I'm tired is because I live in the DC metropolitan area, and I have a lot of people that work for the federal government, and I'm hearing them complain about how they might get furloughed. So I'm like, oh god,
oh,
shit that doesn't affect me, but indirectly, like having to hear about that is just it's emotionally. I'm emotionally tired, not physically tired.
yeah, yeah, it can get exhausting.
Yeah. So
But
it's like, anyway,
yeah.
yeah.
So we'll just jump right into our topic. So the deal is done. The Activision Blizzard deal has been finalized, and
Mm-hmm.
I guess people are still upset about it for some strange reason.
The
I don't know
PlayStation
why.
fanboys and the
Yeah,
FTC.
yeah, the FTC and
Mostly
PlayStation
the
fanboys.
PlayStation fanboys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're mad. They're upset for some odd reason. You know,
Well,
I
no,
mean,
go
I
ahead.
guess I guess there's obvious. There's obvious reasons, and then there's the fact that Microsoft's just in their own way playing the same game that everybody has been playing for the past 30 years when it comes to trying to keep games off of their competitor's platform.
Yeah. I mean, let me put it this way. They're just using their money to take it to another level.
Yeah,
Because Nintendo did it. Well, actually, before Nintendo, like Atari was doing it back in the day. Then in television, then Coleco, like they all did it, but they did it with exclusivity deals or releasing gimped ass versions of those games on other platforms back in the day. Um, the thing about Microsoft is that they're literally just buying like they did when they first got into the video game industry. It's like we're gonna buy our way into it.
yeah,
Like they haven't created shit. They just buy their way into it. Like Halo, they bought Bungie.
yeah,
Gears of War, they had a deal with Epic.
yeah,
Like they don't like Microsoft doesn't create shit, and the shit that they do buy, they kind of run it into the ground. Like Fable, they killed Fable,
yeah,
killed it, and now they're trying to bring it back. And everyone's like, well, so the people who are pro Microsoft buying Activision, they're like, well, Microsoft is going to make it better. I'm like, eh.
yeah. I don't know about that. I'm just like, let's wait and see what happens. You know, um, they've bought studios and things just went to shit like Rare,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they've bought studios and had huge successes.
I think
But
there's been
Halo,
more of the latter than the former. I mean, the former than the latter.
eh,
Like they've
each
bought
on
more
their own.
studios and it not turn out well long term than they bought a studio and it came back.
Yeah, because even Bungie, even before Bungie left Microsoft's clutches, um, Halo's kind of starting to fizzle out.
Not
I don't
really.
think.
They left on a high note.
You think Reach did pretty well? Halo Reach.
Yeah, but remember, Reach was 343.
Oh, was it? I thought it was.
Yeah,
I thought Bungie was still with them. Yeah, I
Bungie
mean.
left after 3.
Oh, okay. It was after
Yeah,
3. Okay.
and then a lot of people, and then when Bungie left, the studio got split in half. Some people stayed at Microsoft and became 343, and some people left with Bungie. Now, here's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna keep it 100%. I think Reach was actually pretty good. Not great. Like the people. Okay, the thing is, people thought Reach was gonna be. Oh man, they're gonna make another Halo game, and they told you. Because I think Reach started with Bungie, and then they split, and the people who stayed 343 finished it. Reach, you're not playing as Master Chief. You're playing as the because remember, Master Chief's the last Spartan. You're playing those motherfuckers who died in the initial invasion.
Yeah.
Like, you knew this wasn't going to be. It's like Rogue One, and like people were complaining about Rogue One. It's like I wanted a character I could get attached to. Look, you knew that no one was going to get out of this alive. So why are you complaining now? you know,
Yeah.
like in order for this story to work, it has to be a sacrifice. They have to die.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I think like Bungie left, like Reach and the strategy game. I thought, oh, this is pretty good. And then I mean, 343. The problem is that 343 was for they were like, well, Master Chief is our mascot. We have to stick with Master Chief, not realizing that Master Chief is the least interesting part about Halo.
Yeah.
The lore, the characters is interesting. Master Chief himself is boring.
Yeah. 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 I mean, some of the lore I've heard of, like the professional fan fiction stuff that expands upon the universe. I don't know if it's
I mean, the
considered fan
book
fiction.
series it's based on. It's based on a book series.
Yeah. Wait, it's based
Is
on a.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Halo's
thought
based
the
on a book series.
I thought the book series was based on the game. Okay.
No, no, they made a book series, and then basically, what they did is that they essentially took like the people at Bungie were sci-fi fans, and so they took a lot of that and kind of like Easter egged it into their universe with the marathon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then over time, they just said, "Yeah, we'll do that." So I mean, that's what Halo is. It's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. I'm glad that they did that, but yeah, Halo is a very interesting series. I'm glad that they were able to do something with it. Bungie, like I said, Bungie, like Destiny on a technical level, even Destiny 2, is still better than any of the fucking any of the Halo games we've been getting.
Yeah.
Because the really talented people left. The less
Yeah.
talented people stayed because they were afraid to go out there and try something different, take a chance. Successful people take chances. People who want to stay safe, they never try and go up. They never try to, expand themselves. Like you can't live your life always trying to stay safe and not do anything that's different. You gotta try different things. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And I know what some people are gonna say. Well, like even if you're in a career where like you don't really have a lot of upward mobility, people who aren't trying to learn new skills and expand their skill set and just move up in some way, like if you find even if you work in a restaurant, you find someone who is a busboy and they never go up to being like a line cook, a sous chef. They never expand their skills, or they never say, "Hey, I want to learn bartending. I want to be a host. I want to like." I'm just gonna be a busboy. It's like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, some people, they get super comfortable in where they're at, and depending on their lifestyle, it provides just enough for them
Yeah,
to have a certain lifestyle. So, I mean, I get why it could be frustrating, but
I
you know,
understand it. I'm just saying, like, in some fields that, like, okay, you need people who are willing to do the same shit over and over again. I understand that. But you also need people who try different shit.
yeah, yeah,
You know, you need people who are willing to take chances.
yeah. Speaking of taking chances, physical media might almost be dead. So, Best Buy announced to say that they are no longer distributing physical copies of movies, which at this point, because I was listening to a podcast and they were saying how physical media is actually, how this year was actually, there's, there's not a huge resurgence, but there's a resurgence in physical media because people are getting tired of these digital services hiking their prices up more and more. So you have people that are like, "Oh, I'll just buy what I want to watch." Um, I don't know. I think it's an odd time to do it. Do this when you do have when you are starting to see a problem with these digital movie distributions raising their prices. Um, and this is also gonna this could I don't think it's gonna entirely hurt preservation because a lot of these games are barely on the disc when you get them anyway. Um, so, but the problem is I was thinking about this like feels like we were hoodwinked with digital media. And I bet there were people in the past, so there were that warned us about this, but we didn't listen. And now you have these companies slowly pushing physical media out, and then you have uh, then you have games, video games, you know companies making consoles that don't even accept physical media, and you have companies like Nintendo shutting off their online services or shutting down their stores, their digital stores, and but yet they want to get mad about piracy. Uh,
Or not even piracy, people emulating their stuff.
yeah,
It's like, and here's the thing: in order for you to emulate Switch games, you have to own a legit copy of the game.
yeah,
So I'm like, you got your money. Or are you just so fucking greedy that you want two installments? It's shit like that that makes people just go, you know what? This is why people don't like you.
yeah,
That's why people talk shit.
yeah, yeah. It's you know. So I just feel like I mean even if Microsoft didn't bring a hard drive to the platform, I think we would have come to this point anyway. They were just really the first to kind of to spearhead it.
I mean, here's my issue with digital, right? The lie is we are losing money on physical media, and therefore That's why we have to go digital, right? We have to make more money. Cool. You know, you're a business, you want to make money. But
Yeah.
that means that digital games should be cheaper than physical games.
Yeah.
Because that's how it is with books, right? Like there's certain, like if you're a fan of certain tabletop games, right? Like in order for you to get physical versions of the manuals, you have to order them. They're
Yeah.
special, like they're specially printed. You have to order a printing, and then they print it cut for you. It's more expensive than the digital version.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Right? Why the fuck? Like, you know, like even if it's just $5 cheaper, that would make sense. It's like, oh, well, this game is $70. Okay, the digital version 65. Okay,
Yeah.
fair. They want to see they want to charge the same price for both and double dip. That's what that shit's about.
Yeah. Yeah, they want to double, triple, quadruple dip, you know. Because what I mean by that is like what they want to do is they want to, you know, shut down their services and then, you know, re-release the game 5, 10 years later as with, you know, maybe they'll put effort into it. Sometimes they'll just do it half-ass. And
Come on, man. They always do it half-assed.
yeah,
I don't know
and
why he's
then
so
sell and then sell it back to you. It's like, oh, look at this brand new version of this game that you can't get on the old console because we shut it down because we wanted to try to sell it back to you again. It's like,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Not gonna lie. That's exactly what it is. Um and you know, and the thing is like, you know, like I'm not am I against like okay. Like I'm a person I can go either way. I think some things are more convenient digitally. Like books. Okay? You're talking to someone who has like 4 shelves in my basement filled with books, and I have boxes of books that I've bought at used bookstores that I have to
yeah,
get shelves for to take out of the boxes and put on the shelves. Okay? I
yeah,
have shelves full of vinyl and movies.
yeah,
I have a room in my house filled with physical games. So I don't want anyone telling me, "Oh, you're just oh yeah, you follow disposable culture." No, I don't. I love physical media. I also realize it takes up a lot of fucking space. Okay?
yeah, yeah.
All
Yeah, it
right?
does.
Okay? And unless you have a house or a place to yourself, you know, you got to account for that space.
Yeah,
All right? Unfortunately. But anyway, like here's what I think. I don't think physical media is going to die. Just like people said CDs and streaming is going to kill vinyl. Vinyl is actually the highest selling physical media of music for the last 2 years.
yeah,
Okay? I think they're going to go to print by demand. Like you'll have to special order, kind of like you know how limited run games will have like a physical version of something.
yeah,
That's what it's going to be here in America, because there's still places where the infrastructure isn't there for to go all digital. You just don't
yeah,
have the infrastructure, and there are places here in America that you can't go all digital. So I still think that there's still going to be digital media. I mean, physical media. I think you're still going to have people who are like, I live in a shitty state where unless you live in the 1 or 2 major cities we have, your internet, if it's there, is dial-up quality, maybe a little bit better.
yeah,
And streaming is just not something I can do.
yeah,
So physical media is still going to be a thing. I think you're going to have secondary reprinters and resellers doing that, but I think that's kind of stupid for I think
What was
that's
that?
kind of stupid. I think that's kind of stupid for I think that's stupid because they're leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
Like cuz think about it, right? Like yeah, like let's say 50%, like 40% cuz I don't think it's a majority. I think like 40% of people are buying digital. Like strictly digital, right? But that still leaves a lot of people who if they have a preference want physical media.
Yeah.
You should at least have the option, maybe limited runs, but people should have the option. I'm saying don't give up, like just being like, oh well, I'm not selling it. It's like, well, give people the option.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Speaking of double, triple, quadruple dipping, PlayStation is trying to hire a PC gaming analyst to better handle their PC gaming ports. And I know you said they're not going to do it. And I didn't think they were going to do it. But I think they're inching closer to day and date PC releases, which
They're not going to
I,
do it.
you don't think they're going to do it?
I think they're going to wait a year. Like if a game comes out, like if a first party game comes out on their PlayStation platform, and even though PlayStation fans like to talk mad shit about their first party games, they don't buy them.
Yeah.
And they're like, this game needed to sell 15 million in order to break even. It only sold 5.
Yeah.
And a year later, it's going to hit PC with all the DLC, and or at least a version of it's going to come out, and then they'll release DLC for the PC version and the home console version and double dip that way. But because Sony's a business and they want to make money.
Yeah.
And there's Steam and Epic and there's too many people with gaming PCs. Like, let me put it this way: even conservative estimates, just in America alone, that there's like 50 million people, 50, 60 million people, a market of 50, 60 million people who have gaming PCs who are not buying PlayStation shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, these could be people who don't own PlayStations, or these could be people who have a PlayStation just prefer the game on PC. And they're not buying the game on PlayStation, and they're not getting it on PC.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's just one of those things where there's just a lot of like what's going on here, like are we gonna keep on dancing around what's really going on, or what? At least that's the way I look at it. What do you think? You agree, disagree, don't care, don't give a shit?
Well, the thing is, I think it's again, I think they want to keep double dipping. They don't want to have to come out day and date with their console, with their platform, because that means that they have to.
What?
That means they'll have to get all the sales at once on both the PlayStation and the PC, where they can come out with a day and date on PS5 full price, and wait a year and then re-release the game again at full price.
Yeah.
And double dip. So I don't think they're gonna.
And it'll make their books look real good.
Oh yeah, make their investors happy.
It's like Nintendo does the same thing where they'll wait until the end of their fiscal year to drop a big game they know that's going to sell a lot of money. So then it makes their books look like, oh man, we made a lot of money this year, even though for like the other 8 months of the year, wasn't shit going on.
Yeah.
or it was drips and drabs here and there.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I'm just some guy. I'm just some guy.
Yeah. So, aside from that, Analog Pocket is releasing an N64 clone, um,
Cool.
which sounds exciting, but
Question:
what?
Will it be HD?
Yeah, 4K output.
All right, cool. I might get it
Well,
because I need to have a backup for my N64 because I'm tired of buying. The price of new N64s and GameCubes has been going up. So hopefully, if
see,
this sells well, they'll get to GameCube in the next 5-10 years.
yeah, um, this this thing probably isn't gonna be cheap just because it's a FPGA, and FPGA is kind of expensive. Like if you look at stuff like the Mister,
Yeah,
it
it's a
gets
clone.
pretty. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I'm okay
hardware
with that though.
emulation. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm okay with a clone though.
yeah. Um, so that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting how they handle the pre-orders. It's gonna, because Analog Pocket, while they make pretty good products, the way they handle their business is kind of obnoxious. But there's enough
Well, I
demand,
mean,
hopefully. So go ahead.
in their defense, Jesus, can't believe I'm doing this. In their defense, all right, they did when they were making the Analog Pocket. They, there was the parts shortage going on.
Yeah,
Something that Sony still hasn't recovered from, by the way.
yeah,
So, the only reason Nintendo wasn't ultra affected was because the parts used for the Switch are old and pieces of shit. So, no one was running out to get it. Oh man, you don't know how good it feels to be able to say that and not have someone cursing you out and calling you a liar. Um, but yeah, um, it's old. I mean, what are you gonna do?
yeah,
So I mean, the only thing you can do is just be like, well, that's just the way it is.
yeah,
I don't know what to say. I just work here, but yeah, I think ultimately what's gonna happen is I might get it if it's not too pricey. I know it's not gonna be. It's an FPGA. Like FPGA has come so far. Because do you know, like it's only like 5-6 years ago that N64 emulation got good enough to where you could be like, oh, this is clearly not emulation
yeah.
on a good enough rig. Because I remember when uh, N64 emulation was so shit.
Oh yeah, it was pretty terrible, and it wasn't that long ago actually where it was pretty terrible
No,
on lower end stuff.
like you had to have. I mean, you had to have a computer that was so good that at that point you could have just had like an N64 dev kit and just run it on your PC like that. Just how powerful your PC had to be. So the idea of like, oh, well, this is I can't believe. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
But that's my own personal opinion. Some people will disagree because everyone always has to have an opinion about something. That's the
yeah,
world we live in. But yeah, I hope it works out. I hope it's good. Because like I said, N64 is such an expensive console these days. Like the games themselves. Like, could you imagine if you just got an analog pocket? You just got an analog pocket. I mean, their N64 retro console module device, and just got like a EverDrive and just played, like, just downloaded a whole bunch of ROMs that way onto the EverDrive and just played that.
Yeah.
Which might be easier than, you know, all that other shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's see. So, free topic. You got any free topics?
Let's see. Do I have any free topics? I have one. Oh, I guess it's a free topic. I don't know. Nah, I'll save it for my podcast.
Oh, okay. Um. Yeah, I don't have a free topic either. Yeah. Well, this might be a shorter show than usual.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Fine then. I gotta add something. Shit. Can't just not say anything. Okay, so I got a free topic for you. There, this one will work. So I've been playing the shit out of Starfield the last few weeks since it released in September, so months at this point. And the one thing that I've noticed about the game that I'm like, oh, this is really interesting, is that the combat is astonishingly good against human opponents. You know, against other creatures, it's kind of the same shit. Like if you fighting aliens, it's like, oh, it's the same shit over and over again. I swear they're using the same fucking AI for the flying creatures as they did for Skyrim. Yeah, I said it. If you played Fallout 4, they used a lot of the same assets in this game as they did for that game. So, or vice versa for that game as in this game. Like, if you're near a computer, I swear the sounds you'll hear for computers, the same fucking sound. The ambient noise inside of areas, the same fucking sounds. So sometimes I'm like, am I playing Fallout 4? I hope not. I'm not a huge Fallout 4 fan. It's better than Fallout 4. But my free topic is, that was just a weird aside. My free topic is something else. That was a diversionary tactic.
Yeah.
My free topic is,
Oh God.
holy shit. My free topic is this. With Cyberpunk 2077 coming out with Phantom Liberty and all that other shit, do you think, like, what other game that was a major disappointment at launch, and maybe didn't get a someone bringing it back, do you wish someone had brought it back and like done something cool with it?
Let's see. A game that had so much promise, and then they can't. I wish they would have came.
Like how allegedly they were going to do that with Anthem.
Yeah, honestly, I thought I kind of wish they would have done that with Anthem. It would have been more enjoyable, but you know, they gave up on that game because they didn't know what the heck they wanted to do with it, really.
Well, I mean, for me, basically they had BioWare making a game that BioWare shouldn't have been They put resources. It's like having the Mario the 2D slash 3D Mario team making like a hardcore JRPG. It's like y'all don't have the skills nor the talent to make that. So why in the world would you even be showing up like that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's
Exactly.
shit like that where I'm just like, for real? Like you go, that's what you're gonna do, bro. That
Yeah, I mean that game could have been possibly could have been some. Well, much rather them instead of splitting up the team, maybe they should have just focused more on uh, Mass Effect Andromeda. That
yeah,
game could have been
yeah,
better.
because Mass Effect Andromeda was the fourth installment in a series that people loved from BioWare. Mass Effect 3 was a stumble. So why would you pull people that should have been working on something important for some bullshit?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't get that. Like that's basically what they did. I'm like, and if you mention that to people, they're like, well, uh, you say, they were just, some bullshit they'll come up with. It's massive. I mean, it's shit like
Yeah.
that that just makes me just not. That's why I don't support or respect EA. But I knew Anthem was in trouble when the last 2-3 games from that company just went to shit. Because people forget Dragon Age 2 wasn't good. Dragon Age Inquisition, I don't care what anyone says, that game was trash. Dragon Age, what was the other one? Uh, Mass Effect 3 was fundamentally broken. It's like people just forgot that, like they had 3 games back to back to back to back that had major developmental issues.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, okay, so you're gonna just be like, oh well, yeah, yeah, Anthem. I'm like, okay, so Anthem's gonna be like an RPG, right? Or, no, 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 we want to make an action game. I'm like, but you don't make action games. It's like an Italian chef saying, yeah, man, I want to make sushi. It's like, but you don't make sushi. And they pumped so much fucking money into that. Like, it would have been smarter for them to hive off some of the people at BioWare and just like make a proof of concept smaller tier game to show that they had good direction in the chops for it. But they didn't. They were like, yeah, we're gonna pull core people from our best teams to work on a game that was failing.
Yeah.
And the only good thing, they were like, well, the flying was fun. I'm like, why the fuck would I want to?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The flying was awkward though.
Well, because even if you level up your character to the max allowable level, you are always like limited by like it would be one thing if like in the beginning of the game you have shitty mechs where you have to cool down the jets and all that stuff. By the end of the game, you could fly almost indefinitely, shit like that. No, it was always like a limitation on what you could do and where you could go. So I'm like,
Yeah.
what's the point? You know, it's like whatever. I'm done.
Yeah.
I haven't given a shit about I haven't given a shit about like everyone's like, oh man, the new Mass Effect, the new Dragon Age. I'm like, the last Dragon Age wasn't good. Do people keep on forgetting that each new Dragon Age game they keep on stripping they keep on stripping features out of each one?
Yeah.
Like the Dragon Age Origins, like you had multiple party members. You had a dog, which was awesome. You could pet the dog. You had a war golem. You had a massive party. You had like your three main classes. No, your four main classes plus a whole bunch of secondary and master level classes. Like you had a lot of shit going on in that game. And then you go to Dragon Age, the second one. I forget which one it is. It's the second Dragon Age. That game is fundamentally just broken. Broken.
Yeah.
Completely fucking broken. And you mention that to people, they're like, oh, no, no. Like, there's entire groups of stuff that used to be in that game that's not in that game. In the previous game. Like, they dumbed down every single class to make it more accessible. They added jumping. That was like, oh, we added jumping. The dungeons are less well designed.
Yeah.
Like everything is like a step down for that game from the previous game. And then you're like, oh well, this can't get worse. Surely it can't get worse. They release Inquisition, which is even worse.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you keep on going down? And then to hear these people, oh no, this is a great game. I'm like, did we play the same shit? Because I know everyone has their opinion, but I'm just like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I ain't seeing it. I played a lot of games in my life. I am not seeing that shit right there.
Yeah.
But you know, what do I know? I'm just some guy. People don't listen to me. But you know, what the fuck do I know? I'm just some black guy, you know.
Yeah.
But
In any case, there's a lot of Switch 2 rumors still floating around.
God, that's so annoying.
Some fool thought that oh, they're gonna announce the Switch 2 this week. It's just kind of like this week, right when they're gonna release a new game. Doubtful.
That's not a fool. That's a damn fool.
Yeah.
That is a damn fool right there. That is somebody who desperately wants clicks on their Instagram or X account. That's what that shit's about.
Yeah.
That is not. No one would do that unless they were a complete. complete and total fool. But you know, we got a lot of complete and total fools in this world.
Yeah. Yeah, we sure do. And, um, and they're just gonna keep coming out with, fake rumors until they finally, until Nintendo finally, says something.
No.
But in any case,
There,
uh,
there's always going to be some bullshit, and like I knew that the rumor about a new Switch was fucked when they were like, "Oh, Cirque and Toto said this." I'm like, "You mean the guy who he's just a little bit more correct about shit than Michael Pachter?"
yeah.
It's like Doctor Cirque and Toto. I'm like, "What is he a doctor of? Does this man have a PhD?" Because I know he's not a medical doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, whatever, whatever. But yeah, that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All
Give
right.
your sign off and we'll call it a day.
Okay, this is Mr. Red Fox, owner proprietor BS Busters. Tomorrow I will be doing a cast. During my cast, I'll be giving my since I've beaten Starfield once, just started a new playthrough of a new character that I created called Geronimo Jones. He's a Native American in space. Um, so I'll give my impressions of the game, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And things that I would want in the future once the modding community starts to really get a hold of it. I mean, there's some mods in this game that already make it exponentially better than it was before. But like, I'll like give what I would like to see in the future from like basic shit to like, oh man, this would be best thing in the world.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that during my cast. I'll also discuss my ideas, my thoughts about my own personal thoughts about Phil Spencer buying, orchestrating that deal with Activision Blizzard, and the fact that some good news: Bobby Kotick his ass is done by the end of
Yeah.
this year. Thank God.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to get.
I
I
mean,
guess.
unfortunately, he gets his golden parachute, but
And he's probably, he's crying. Yeah.
he's not crying. That man is getting millions of dollars. He probably still owns stock in Activision that's netting him even more money. So he gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Everything gonna work out for Bobby Kotick. Unfortunately, that piece of shit. But
Yeah.
we'll talk about that tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there, be square, suckers. I'm joking. Don't be square. Always be a good guy. But yeah, yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. Anything you want to add?
No.
All right. Um, that's it. Got nothing else
Yeah,
to say.
that's it. Yeah. It's Kanashi Abominito here with another Project Console. Shorter show than usual, but uh, whatever. Sometimes they're long, sometimes they're short. But talk to you guys next